everybody. Today I'm going to talk you through how I organize my kitchen. As you may know, I use first order retrievability, which is about placing things in spots where you can see them that are closest to where you use them. It's something I do throughout my house, and I wanted to show you how I do it in my kitchen. Now, I'm just going to swing around here. My kitchen is kind of a small galley kitchen. It gets the job done. I cook quite a bit and it works really well for me, but it is a little small. So having an organizational kind of approach to it is definitely needed. You can kind of take a look around here a little bit. I'll just kind of swing all the way around so you get a sense of the flow of the entire place. And next up, we'll start opening up drawers and taking a look at how I've organized it. I'm just kind of swinging around here to start on the left-hand side of my kitchen. I've got a Vitamix, which is just awesome. I love my Vitamix, and it's actually a refurbished one, so I saved a bunch of money on that. Got some dog treats here because Sam's got to have his treats, no doubt about it. Then I've got my magnetic knife runner. First order retrievability, there they are. I know where all my knives are. I can instantly get at them. Very useful indeed. Quartz countertops, by the way, were in the house when I moved in. Just awesome stuff. I've got some of these flexible measuring cups, and those are incredibly useful. Let's see if we can take a look at one of those. Yeah. And these things are just great. I've talked about them before. I use them on a daily basis. Then over here, of course, I got my sink. I've got the things I need to do dishes. This is my window with a bajillion stickers. I'm kind of sticker motivated. I've got some doodads there on my ledge. Then, of course, over here, I've got my coffee maker. I've got tea. I've got coffee and filters that are right there, paper towels, coffee cups, got some cutting boards back behind there, trash can right here. Those are the steps down to my basement, to my garage where the trash cans are. Again, easy, trash goes in there. It's like a kind of a flow state thing. Got my recycling box down there. Up here, I've got my mixer, and I've got sugar and flour there. I've got the place where I put change when I come upstairs. Got some napkins. This is another wall of mementos from various conferences and concerts. I probably ought to go through that. It's kind of a mess. Up there, that's not where we're going to go yet. Over here, we've got toaster, the can opener. I've got my utensils for when I cook. I have a cast iron skillet. I've got a Dutch oven. I use those about 90% of the time, so I just keep them there on the stove. Very useful. Here's my fridge. Got a new fridge last year. Had a good one for some years, and it died. Just got that new one in there. Now here, first set of cabinets on the left, I've got my vitamins and medicines for myself and my dog. I've got the dog food. Got these packets where you can just kind of open it up and dump it out. Dog treats, Ziploc bags, PB2, amazing find. Actual peanut butter, don't use it as much anymore. Let's see, what else do we got in here? Oh, I've got my crock pot, which I use fairly often, but not enough to have it like sitting out someplace. I got some zone bars, and I've got my filters for my fridge up there on top with some batteries. I can see all these things. So like, oh no, I need batteries. Well, I know exactly where they are, and I can go grab them. Over here, I've got all of my dishes, my glassware. I use bowls a lot. I don't use plates that much. When I do, I use smaller plates. So I've got all those there, and I've got all my glasses, dishes, and all that kind of stuff. Again, I can see everything I have. Got a bunch of plastic cups, vases, some other bowls. I've got some water bottles. Now over here, we're not going to go quite to the messy area first. Here's where I keep like crackers and chips and cereal and things like that. I can see it. It's right there. I've got cooler up on top. Then down here, this is an interesting spot because I've got kind of like pasta stuff, olive oil, things like that up there on top. And then down below, I've got glassware. So I've got one shelf that has all the glassware, right? And then down below that are all the lids. And I did this during the pandemic, and I actually was able to unite a lot of things with lids. Lids are like socks. They just, of their own mind, go wander off, and you never know where they're gonna turn up. Now, over here above the fridge, I've got some platters and things like that up on top of the fridge. Over here, I have some baking things like cupcake holders, cupcake papers, and I've got some sprays and things like that in case I need them. Above the microwave, I've got strainers, another bowl, and I've got some baking mixes that I've got up there. Everything's out in the open, easy to see. My spoons and forks and knives and all that stuff, and some chip clips. I've also got kind of a planer, that kind of thing, but try to keep as much junk out of there as I can. Over here, junk drawer, everybody's got one. Mine's got junk in it too. Down below, here I've got a large roaster, which I use maybe 3 or 4 times a year. So I keep it down there, like a pasta press in there. Here's where I keep my dog food. I've got a big bag of it back behind, and I just kind of fill up that tub, which is helpful in the mornings. Underneath the sink where I keep all my cleaning supplies, everything, I've got duplicates of some things. I know when I'm running out of something. And those Mr. Clean Magic Erasers, genius. I love those things. Over here, I've got some rolling pins, aluminum foil, plastic wrap, stuff like that. And over here, this is another example of first order retrievability. I've got my oven mitts, those pads for putting down hot dishes on the counter or whatever. Very useful to have those right where you need them. Here's my meat thermometer. I've got that right there, right where I need it. That's the point. I need something, I know where it is, I get it. Then underneath, we've got some more pots and pans and things like that. Useful stuff, bulky, kind of difficult to deal with sometimes. Over here, I've got my knife sharpening stuff, and I used to keep this over with the forks and knives and things, but it's just awkward. And so I decided, hey, I'm gonna put that all in one drawer and just be done with it. I know where it is when I need it. Not a perfect solution, but it works. Down here, I've got baking sheets, muffin tins, things like that. Now we've gotten to the difficult zone. I've been messing around with this cabinet for a while. I've got beans, I've got canned goods, I've got soups, I've got sugars, diamond salt, spices of all sorts of kinds, some nuts in there, some tuna fish, a whole lot, croutons, all kinds of things. And I just can't seem to wrap my head around how I could organize this so that I could see everything. I've tried a couple of different times. It just isn't working for me. Maybe I need to change some shelves around, something like that. If anybody has any ideas, please put them in the comments. I'd be excited to hear from you. It's one of those things. It's got a file open in my brain. I'm working on it. I'm going to come to some sort of solution at some point, but I don't know when that is. I'm all ears if you've got an idea. All right, so that is how I apply first order retrievability in my kitchen, and I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have some thoughts on my cupboards with the canned goods and spices and all the other junk, please put in the comments. I can use all the help I can get. Please subscribe if you haven't yet, and I look forward to seeing you the next time around.